Well, hello and welcome again to our reading of Mark's Gospel. We're in chapter 9 and up to verse 30. Now we begin with a little crasis here, so that kake then is kai plus eke then, and eke itself is that eke plus that then. So, and exelphontes, having come out from there, kai ex akathen, they went through Galilee, and he did not wish. This is Jesus. This is the imperfect from thelo. Now, in New Testament Greek, you generally learn the verb thelo, I wish. However, in classical Greek, it was ethelo, and so when you formed the imperfect, then this augmented to athelon, and the imperfect form from classical Greek is the one that comes into New Testament Greek. So even though the form you learn thelo doesn't begin with a vowel, and you wonder why is there an augment there, it's coming from the fact that there was an epsilon in the front in classical Greek, and that comes into the biblical Greek. So he did not want, literally that, anyone, gnoi. We've seen that form before. It's an irregular optative from ginosko. So this is an optative, it's an irregular optative form, but that's what you get here, and it's elsewhere in Mark as well. So he did not want it that anyone might know, so he's trying to keep incognito. It didasken, for he was teaching his disciples, and he was saying to them that, or hoti recitative here, the Son of Man is being handed over. So paradidomai is, well, paradidomi is the verb, and this is paradidotai. So is being handed over into the hands of men. We get a future here from apoktano. We get the ain reduces to an epsilon, and then we get the contracted form here. And they will kill him. And this is the aorist passive, having been killed. It's again an unusual form, but that's what it is. Having been killed, after 3 days, anastasetai, he will rise. But they, this is from agnoo, so you get an augment, and then you don't get the contraction here, interestingly. So, but it is agnoo, and they were ignorant of taurema, a word that can mean word or thing, so of the matter perhaps, or of the word, and they were frightened, erote, so to ask him. And they went into Capernaum, and being in the house, he asked them, what were you discussing, from dialogistomai, on the road? And they were silent, from siopao is the verb here, and get a contraction. So siopao, one of the two verbs of being silent, so they were silent, for they had been discussing. So this is from dialegomai, so it's a deponent, and then it's in the passive form, but it's really active in meaning. So, for they were discussing among themselves on the road, or on the path, there's a variant reading there, on the path, tis meadzon, who is the greater? And Kathisas, having sat down, he called the 12, and he says to them, historic present, if someone wishes to be first, Estai, future from Amy, he will be eschatos, last of all, and servant of all. And having taken a child, estasen, he stood it, it's neuter because it's agreeing with Paidion, in the middle of them, so in their midst, and en ankalisamenos. Ankale is the arms, so this is having taken it in his arms, he said to them, Hosan, whoever, dexatai from decamai, this is the aorist subjunctive, from decamai, whoever receives hen one of such children in my name, deketai eme, receives me. And whoever receives me does not receive me, but the one having sent me. Aorist participle accusative here. Ephe, now this is that other verb of saying, from phemi is the, you see this verb from time to time, but it's from the verb phemi, which is actually enclitic. This is the past tense of it. So Ephe, John said to him, didaskali, teacher, we know someone, ekbalonta is agreeing with tina, this is present participle, casting out demons in your name. Kai ekoluomen, and we hindered, from koluo, we hindered him because he was not following, imperfect from akoluthio, us. He was not following us. And Jesus said, do not hinder him, do not prevent him, for there is no one who will do a mighty deed in my name, so future there, and will be able, future, taku, soon after, kakolagesai, to speak ill of me. For whoever is against us, whoever is not against us is with us, is on behalf of us. So if whoever is not against us is with us. For whoever potisse, this is aorist subjunctive from potisdo, to give a drink to someone. So whoever gives you a drink, so a cup of, and an apposition to that, this really is a transitive, an intransitive verb, but they've got an object here. So whoever gives you a drink, and in apposition to that, a cup of water in understand my name. Again, variant reading here. So you're going to supply, in fact, in the variant reading is mu, in my name. Because you are of Christ, because you belong to Christ, truly I say to you that in no way he will lose his reward. Apolese, aorist subjunctive from apolumi, which has a range of meanings, can mean to destroy, but it can also mean to lose. And that is the end of that section.